What was supposed to be a night of celebration turned into disaster after 4 friends who were all drunk left the bar in the city without a designated driver. Designate a driver. Don't drink and drive.
This is your News Source Evening Bulletin for today, Tuesday, the 7th day of January in the year 2025. I'm Gordon Mosley reporting, and here's what we're tracking tonight. Guyana recorded a 60% increase in labor deaths last year. According to the Minister of Labour, Joe Hamilton, a total of 32 persons died on the job in 2024. Minister Hamilton said the on-the-job fatality rate has returned to the rate that existed 5 years ago, when 30 deaths were recorded in 2020. At a press conference today, the minister explained that the majority of the deaths occurred in the mining and construction sectors, with the mining and quarrying sector being responsible for 48% of the fatal accidents.
We started in 2020. 32 persons lost their lives. And then up until 2023, it was 21, right, Ms. King? 22. Regrettably, with all that we have done in 2024, 32 persons lost their lives in workplaces, primarily in mining and construction. That is where most of the deaths are happening.
While the number of fatal accidents has increased significantly, the number of non-fatal accidents declined by 5%. The majority of non-fatal accidents continue to occur in the agriculture sector, the minister reported. Minister Hamilton said both employers and employees have been found to be culpable in many of the cases, explaining that some employees fail to adhere to basic occupational health and safety measures, including the wearing of protective gear. In other cases, persons were found to have resorted to operating or raiding mining pits at night, resulting in their deaths and injuries. Minister Hamilton said the Labour Ministry has been engaging in extensive training and sensitization exercises in workplaces across the country, with the hope of changing what he called a don't give a damn attitude and culture, particularly in the mining and construction sectors.
If you go into mining districts, it is not easy to, as much as you're trying. We have done a lot of work, sensitization. We have gone in there with flyers, with this. We have spent days with them. Officers have gone in the camps, stayed in the camps. Have a conversation with them, speak to them about mining practices. We have a joint technical committee with GGMC, with the Guyana Gold and Miners Association. But I don't think any country has yet worked out. How do you deal with, and then medium miners, big miners are not your issue. And the issue in all jurisdiction is small miners.
Minister Hamilton assured that the Labour Ministry will continue to work with key stakeholders such as the Guyana Georgian Mines Commission and the Guyana Gold and Diamond Miners Association to bring down the number of workplace deaths and injuries. The Labour Ministry also intends to launch a media campaign to bring about greater awareness on occupational health and safety matters to be adopted, and best practices in mining and construction, among other sectors, including the agriculture sector. More news coming up in just a moment.
It all starts with one. Maybe it's one look, you know the one, or one touch, even one word. It can start with one step, or one promise, one thrill, one first time, one deep breath, one leap of faith, one day to remember, or one night to forget. One moment, so many stories that make up one crazy, average, everyday, fabulous life. We get one life, just one. Make your move. It all starts with one.
just 4 walls, floors, and ceilings. It's a lifetime of great memories and stories. Come talk to us and start your journey home today.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Honey, what are you doing? Let's cash out. Let's cash out.
Shop $5,000 or more at any Massey stores for a chance to win a 2024 Nissan Qashqai Sense and $100,000 every 2 weeks with Massey Stores Christmas Jackpot Promotion.
Guyana, get ready for a special night of 70s soul featuring the Stylistics.
God bless you. You make me feel brand new.
And Blue Magic.
So let the sideshow begin. Hurry, hurry, step right on in.
Valentine's Day, February 14th. Save the date. The Stylistics. And Blue Magic, it's classic 70s soul. Coming to Guyana Friday, February 14th, 2025. Don't miss it.
Make the world go round.
Now to some municipal matters. The councillors of the Georgetown City Council engaged in a heated debate on Monday on whether to offer salary increases to its more than 500 workers for the years 2024 and 2025 as the council faces a shortfall in revenue. City Treasurer Yogoshi Ogista proposed that the council offer salary increases only for 2024, while it tries to rake in much needed revenues through the issuance of demand notices. She said were the council to offer its workers a salary increase of 10%, it would cost the municipality an additional $8.5 million per month, while a 6.5% offer would require an additional $5.5 million per month. At present, the municipality's wage bill totals approximately $1.4 billion, while employment overhead costs add up to just over $226 million. Councillors from the PPP Civic argue that the municipal workers deserve an increase that is fair and equitable. However, the councillors representing the APNU stated that the issue is more about the source of funds for a sustainable increase than it is about the increase itself. Chairman of the Finance Committee of the Georgetown City Council and APNU Councillor Leland Saul told the council that it would be difficult, if not impossible, to pay an increase under the current circumstances. He said the council must improve its revenue collection, particularly for rates and taxes, before an increase can be offered. In 2024, the council was hoping to rake in more than $3.2 billion in revenue, but it fell short of that target by more than $1.2 billion.
Last year, we collected 52% of the projected amount. We need to do better. We have to put system in place to ensure those who are not paying that they pay. And we will have further discussion on that. The next area of concern is what is considered other revenues. There is a significant decline, as much as 67% if you were to compare last year with 2021.
Councillor Saul said the city's revenues must reflect the rapid expansion of the city in a fast-growing economy. He told the council that revenue collection continues to be far below expectation because of poor implementation.
There's major transformation and change of land use from residential to commercial that should attract higher rates. It is not happening. Why? We must ask ourselves. Those who are supposed to ensure that the information is being fed into the system, they're not doing it. And therefore, we cannot get the revenue.
City Mayor Alfred Mentor said the city's administration has failed to put forward innovative solutions that could help to improve the city's revenue base and collection. Meanwhile, another APNU councillor, Troy Garraway, said while the opposition-aligned councillors are not against increasing the salaries of workers, the municipality must be financially capable of effectively rolling out any increase.
I am always for persons to be rewarded once they work. I have absolutely no reservation, if the lady knows that. I think that each and every officer in the council deserves a raise of pay. But we cannot come here and sit and say we're going to give a raise of pay when we don't know where the money is going to come from. Because if we decide on that and we don't know where we're going to raise our revenue base from, in May of this year, when the council goes cash-strapped and we can't pay June salary, it is those very same officers and the very same councillors like Don Singer them are going to go on the media and bash the AP and UPMC-led council for not being able to pay.
But PPP Civic Councillor Stephen Jacobs told the council that he has heard enough of the excuses and the blame game. He said the workers should be paid an increase in their salaries.
And respectfully, Councillor Saul, you continue to stand there and talk and no action. It's time for action. I myself prepared a bill for this council. Let us use it, and that is what the councillors should do at all times. Bring and tell the town clerk and the other administration to bring ideas and then we continue to knock it out, throw it out. When they bring ideas also too. And then even the ideas that we implement, we don't even check on it. Let's be fair.
Another councillor from the People's Progressive Party, Alfonso de Armas Archibald, in echoing similar sentiments, said the council must also address the age-old issues surrounding the software that manages the municipality's fiscal revenue before imposing more taxes and fees on the residents of the city. He said the municipality must not seek a lazy fix to the issues that is confronting it. In 2024, the City Council received 92% of its market fees, 91% of the container fees, and 52% of the revenues generated on the author. However, only 58% of the rates and taxes were collected. The market fees, the container fees, and other collections totaled approximately $803.2 million, while rates and taxes accounted for $1.2 billion. In the world of politics, the three opposition-nominated members of the Guyana Elections Commission, Vincent Alexander, Desmond Trotman, and Charles Corbin, complained today that there appears to be a deliberate attempt at the level of the Elections Commission to delay meetings in an effort to avoid discussion and a decision on the use of biometrics at the upcoming elections. In a statement, the three commissioners explained that they had proposed that the commission not go on recess except for the observance of public holidays, since there are many urgent and time-bound matters to be determined in relation to the upcoming elections. However, the commissioners said their proposal fell flat when the three government-nominated commissioners and the chairman of the commission voted down their suggestion. In addition, the commissioners explained that the commission's work was set to restart today, but again, that did not happen. They explained that this morning notice was received from two of the government-nominated commissioners that due to personal commitments, they would be unable to attend the scheduled meeting. As a consequence, the meeting was cancelled for the want of a quorum. They also explained that the cancellation has further postponed the chairman's review of her contribution to the discussion on the introduction of enhanced biometrics, after taking 2 weeks to make a contribution on a matter that had been discussed for 4 prior sessions. The opposition commissioners said there are those who are clearly holding up the decision-making processes, with the danger of time being used as a factor in not making a positive decision. They said shenanigans are trumping and obstructing GECOM's deliberations and ultimately derailing pertinent issues. Just last week, the opposition People's National Congress urged the Elections Commission to swiftly move ahead with the implementation of fingerprint biometrics in time for the next general and regional elections scheduled for this year. The leader of the PNC Reform, Aubrey Norton, reminded that it has been 2 months since the Chief Election Officer Vishnu Prasad presented to the Commission a feasibility study on the use of electronic fingerprint biometrics for registration and voting at the next elections. The study, according to Norton, concluded that the use of biometrics technology in Guyana would provide more robust protection and safeguards against voter impersonation, multiple voting, and electoral manipulation.
Guyana, get ready for a special night of 70s soul featuring the Stylistics.
God bless you. You make me feel brand new.
And Blue Magic.
So let the side show begin. Hurry, hurry, step right on in.
Valentine's Day, February 14th. Save the date. The Stylistics. And Blue Magic, it's classic 70s soul, coming to Guyana Friday, February 14th, 2025. Don't miss it.
Make the world go round.
GECOM is currently conducting a claims and objections exercise to produce an official list of electors OLE. GECOM has posted the preliminary list of electors PLE in all of the registration divisions across Guyana for you to check if you are listed and, if so, whether your particulars are accurate. If you were 18 years or over on December 31, 2024, and you are a Guyanese citizen by birth, descent, or naturalization, or a citizen from a Commonwealth country living in Guyana for 1 year or more, you are eligible for inclusion in the OLE. If you are eligible for inclusion in the OLE, you are required to apply for registration if your name is not in the PLE, apply for a transfer if you have changed your address since you were registered, apply for a name change if you have changed your name, or apply for a correction if your registration particulars are incorrect. Any person whose information on the PLE is incorrect can apply for such information to be changed or corrected. Any person applying for a change or correction to his or her particulars must provide the relevant original source document, birth certificate and a deed poll for a name change by deed poll, marriage certificate and ID card for a name change by marriage, divorce absolute in the case of a woman who is desirous of reverting to her maiden name from her married name, birth certificate, adoption certificate, naturalization certificate for a correction of minor clerical errors. Visit the GECOM registration office responsible for your area of residence to conduct any of the above transactions. The claims aspect of this exercise will end on Wednesday, 15th January 2025. For further information, contact GECOM at 225-027829 or visit our website at www.gecom.org.gy.
Your own home is so much more than just four walls, floors, and ceilings. It's a lifetime of great memories and stories. Come talk to us and start your journey home today.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Bust the flavors. We're full of flavors. Bust the flavors, that me crave for. We're full of flavors. Tell your neighbors about the bust the flavors. Grab a bust the flavors. Yeah, thirst buster. Grab a buster. Bust the flavor, taste the savor. Bust the flavors. Bust the flavors.
In the travel sector, with increased training and collaboration, security personnel stationed at Guyana's Cheddi-Jagan International Airport were able to intercept and confiscate more than 15,000 prohibited items last year, according to the airport's chief executive officer, Ramesh Gir. At the Saturday news conference, Mr. Gir said the Cheddi-Jagan Airport continues to boost its security with increased international training of its personnel to detect prohibited items and prevent them from getting onto aircraft.
Over 15,000 items, and I really want to commend the security staff at the airport for the work they've been doing. There's broken down there 7,000 plus bottles of liquids, gels, things that are not permitted to go on the aircraft. Over 483 sharp objects, 7,000 plus powdered substance, and 28 live rounds. These were confiscated during 2024.
Further, Mr. Gear told reporters that the airport has put systems in place to resolve passenger complaints, and that has resulted in more issues being resolved. And then giving a breakdown on the number of persons that use the country's ports of entry, Mr. Gear stated that Guyana recorded its largest passenger movements at various ports of entry last year, with over 1 million passenger movements recorded at the country's 4 ports of entry: the Cheddi-Jagan International Airport, the Eugene F. Correa Airport, the Molson Creek Crossing, and the Lethem Crossing. Gear said the passenger movement was unprecedented, and he noted that the passengers also had more travel choices due to the 4 new airlines that joined the Guyana route last year.
Passenger numbers in 2024 amounted to 856,830, which is a 17% increase over last year. That made me process 127,380 more passengers. The growth that we experienced, just to put it into perspective, we experienced a 30% increase in passenger traffic pre-pandemic. Worldwide, we are now recovering a pandemic. It's 104%, so it's 4% over what 2019 was. Guyana's experienced 30% higher. And if one was to look at all ports of entry, we have processed 1,072,000 passengers, with CGI 856,000, Ogle 72,000, Molson Creek 114,000, and Lethem 28,000.
The airport CEO said more than 441,000 passengers arrived at the Cheddi-Jagan Airport last year alone, doubling the numbers from 2021, which was 186,000.
Of course, a lot of it is related directly to the economic development and all that has happened in the country. In aviation, the studies have shown there's a direct relation between passenger growth and GDP. In terms of aircraft landing, we had 5,083 international aircraft landing compared to 4,341, 70% increase. And this year is unprecedented in the fact that we had 4 new airlines flying the route. It is unheard of anywhere in the region.
The Cheddi-Jagan Airport is still undergoing major construction and expansion works, and there is a new hotel also being constructed just next door. On the police blotter tonight, in a meeting with the police top brass and ranks in Police District 4, which covers the city of Georgetown, Police Commissioner Clifton Hicken warned traffic and patrol ranks to desist from stopping persons on the road without their body cameras attached. He said instead of asking for road license and vehicle fitness certificates, traffic and patrol cops should focus more on positively engaging members of the public. Police ranks have been often accused of demanding bribes from drivers during those traffic stops, while ranks have often accused their superiors of instructing them to disengage particular drivers during traffic stops. According to a release from the Guyana Police Force, during the meeting, Mr. Hicken also discussed the ongoing developments taking place in the force and highlighted the pillars of the force's 2022 to 2026 strategic plan. He said under that plan there is emphasis on improving infrastructure, operations, and building meaningful partnerships with the public and all communities across Guyana. The commissioner stressed the importance of working together to foster better police-community relations, which he believes will not only significantly aid in the fight against crime, but will also play an integral role in the development of Guyana and its people. During the meeting also, a number of police ranks shared concerns with the commissioner, and those concerns were addressed according to the statement from the police force. Meanwhile, in their charge to the ranks, Deputy Police Commissioners Ravindranath Buduram, Errol Watts, Wendell Blanham, and Simon McBean shared the same sentiments, emphasizing the need for unity and collaboration among ranks from the various sections of the force in the fight against crime. While co-leader of the Working People's Alliance, Dr. David Hines, railed into the governing People's Progressive Party Civic, telling its hierarchy that it cannot continue to manage the country based on its whims and fancies. At a press conference yesterday, Dr. Hines, who is a political scientist, said after close to 5 years in office, the Irfan Ali administration has failed to clearly articulate social and economic policies that would positively impact the regular man in the street. He said instead of conducting feasibility studies, the administration has opted to operate in a haphazard manner.
this government has failed our country in not taking very seriously the issue of feasibility studies and planning. You cannot manage an oil economy in this kind of slam down, thank you ma'am way. Here is $100,000. You all go fight one another and climb up on Matty and so on. That is not seriousness. Anybody coming from another country and see what's going on the road with the distribution of this gas will want to know, what kind of country are we? What kind of country are we that we have people licking down one another for $100,000? And the government is changing every day. Now it's saying that the next time it will put it into people's account. I hope there's no next time for them, that we vote them out of the next election.
Dr. Hines said the important issues relating to crime and security, labor, education, healthcare, and public infrastructure, among other areas, have not gained the required attention and intervention from the government. Education, healthcare, and security, Dr. Hines said, are important sectors that cannot be managed by an impulsive government such as the current one. He said what Guyana needs is a serious government that would develop short, medium, and long-term solutions to the benefit of all the people.
You know, they refer to us in the WP as an intellectual party, and that may mean different things to different people. But if as an intellectual party, it means that we take very seriously development issues, we take very seriously the question of the security of people, we take very seriously the ability of our people to live as human beings, because that's what a living wage means. That's what a universal basic income means. That our people are guaranteed a secure life. And if as a government you can't do that, get the hell out of here. If after all these decades, we still cannot get electricity right, get the hell out of here.
The WPA co-leader said it is a shame that in 2025, Guyana, with a wealth of resource and booming economy, is still unable to provide its citizens with basic amenities, including a reliable supply of electricity. He said citizens should not be made to wait on a gas energy project, which he noted is shrouded in mystery, before they can get a reliable supply of electricity. He also said the unreliable supply of power has negatively impacted businesses and has also stalled development in the manufacturing sector.
GECOM is currently conducting a claims and objections exercise to produce an official list of electors OLE. If you were 18 years or over on December 31, 2024, and you are a Guyanese citizen by birth, descent, or naturalization, or a citizen from a Commonwealth country living in Guyana for 1 year or more, you are eligible for inclusion in the OLE. GECOM has posted the preliminary list of electors PLE in all of the registration divisions across Guyana for you to check if you are listed, and if so, whether your particulars are accurate. You can make a claim for registration, change or correction to your particulars, or you can object to the inclusion of anyone who you believe should not be on the list. If you are desirous of making a claim or objection, you must visit the GECOM registration office responsible for your area of residence to do so. Visit the GECOM registration office responsible for your area of residence to conduct any of the above transactions. Opening hours. All GECOM registration offices will be open Mondays to Fridays from 8 hours to 18 hours, Saturdays and Sundays from 10 hours to 14 hours. For further information, contact GECOM at 225-027829, 226-6557, 8 and 9, 223-9650, or visit our website at www.gecom.org.
Guyana's economy is rapidly transforming, and we're all part of it. Oil is at the forefront of this development by providing reliable and efficient energy and supporting community development from the very core. 100% of Oil's profit goes back to building schools, roads, and other important infrastructure that connects our cities and towns, providing fuel to domestic, marine, industrial, and aerial transportation. Oil has now repositioned itself as a market leader in the petroleum industry, building a better future for all of us.
What was supposed to be a night of celebration turned into disaster after 4 friends who were all drunk left the bar in the city without a designated driver. Designate a driver. Don't drink and drive.
It all starts with one. Maybe it's one look. You know the one. Or one touch. Even one word. I can start with one step. Or one promise. One thrill. One first time. One deep breath. One leap of faith. One day to remember, or one night to forget. One moment, so many stories that make up one crazy, average, everyday, fabulous life. We get one life, just one. Make your move. It all starts with one.
With your regional and international news tonight, I am Svetlana Marshall in the region. BBC in a report said U.S. President Joe Biden has called the exiled candidate for Venezuela's opposition, Edmundo Gonzalez, the true winner of the country's presidential election last July after meeting him at the White House. In a social media post, Biden said Venezuela deserves a peaceful transfer of power. Gonzalez fled to Spain in September after turmoil following Venezuela's election, in which incumbent President Nicolas Maduro claimed victory, something disputed by Gonzalez and many sections of the international community. The Maduro government reacted to the meeting with fury and accused Biden of backing a violent anti-democratic project, Reuters news agency reports. Tension has been rising in the country as the day of the presidential inauguration set for Friday approaches, with both Maduro and Gonzalez telling their supporters they will be sworn in. Trinidad and Tobago Guardian in a report said the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, Dr. Keith Rowley, has named Stuart Young as his successor, touting Young's leadership abilities and readiness to steer the nation, following a vote in which Young was chosen over Planning and Development Minister Penelope Beckles-Robertson. Speaking during a media conference after a 2-day People's National Movement (PNM) caucus at the Tobago plantations, Dr. Rowley offered a glowing endorsement of Young's qualifications and experience, saying it positioned him as the natural choice to take over the leadership of the party and government. Young, who served in several high-profile roles, including Minister of Energy and Energy Industries, Minister of National Security, and Minister in the Office of the Prime Minister, has been a leading player in the Rowley administration. Rowley shared his confidence in Young's ability to lead Trinidad and Tobago through the challenges ahead, referencing his track record of handling sensitive and complex issues, including national security, energy, and foreign affairs. And finally tonight, international news. A Florida judge temporarily blocked the release of a Department of Justice Special Counsel report that would detail findings from Donald Trump's classified documents case, according to the BBC. Jack Smith led 2 federal probes into Trump, one on alleged attempts to overturn his 2020 election defeat, and another on his alleged mishandling of classified documents. Both cases against Trump were shelved when he won re-election, but Mrs. Smith's detailed report was due to be released. On Tuesday, a U.S. district judge who oversaw the classified documents case and dismissed it last July temporarily barred Mrs. Smith or Garland from releasing, sharing, or transmitting the report. The judge ordered the release to be put on hold until a higher appeals court, the 11th Circuit in Atlanta, considered an emergency appeal. And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. I'm Svetlana Marshall reporting.